Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to another Game Week preview. This is Game Week 3 preview. As you may know, I hit my wildcard earlier in the week. We did a great stream a couple of days ago talking about it. Have I made any changes to it? You'll have to wait and see as we watch, and hopefully we'll get people filtering in. I don't see anyone in the chat just yet, but we should see them pop up shortly. We've got 48 people apparently watching us, Steve-O. But yes, we're on this setup again because I'm still at the cottage, Craven Cottage, the haunted mansion, I like to call it. Hello, Ramanathan. Hello, Sultan Saeed. Hello, Cage Paps. Hello, Bad Company. Hello to everybody. Kazali's there. Also, Vishwa. Hey to you. We're also streaming on Twitch, Twitter, and we're also on Facebook, Steve-O, tonight. So how are you doing, Steve-O? You had a good week?
This is too professional for me, mate.
You had a good week?
Yeah, same old. If you've seen people have seen the members' videos, they'll know how I'm feeling at the moment. But yeah, all good. Just looking forward to tomorrow to see what you've done with your wild card, because I think you're pretty set on it, aren't you?
I'm pretty set on it. Can we finally see that trophy? What trophy? Good evening, Paulie. Good evening, Rad. Hello to Dino Bino. I will say that today I actually went to Llanelli. You know where that is? Yeah, and I had a walk around there. It was quite nice. And went to Swansea and got a Taco Bell. I'm addicted to Taco Bells. Hello, Gerard. Hey, Jason, Steve-O, Trippier to Cucurella. What do you think? Trippier's a good option. Cucurella is also a good option. I mean, if that's all you need to do in your team, then I don't know. I don't know if that's like Steve-O, what's your thoughts? Trippier to Cucurella? I think that if you've already got a Chelsea, you could keep Trippier, right?
So I think FPL Partridge has just put up a tweet saying he doesn't know what to do with his team. He's got $1 million in the bank. He's got 2 free transfers, and I've literally just said do Williams to Cucurella. So from a from a biased point of view, I think go for it. We've got Leeds, probably guaranteed to start. Do it.
There you go. Steve-O says do it. Hello, people are just filtering in right now. Hello to all of you guys. So has there been any news, Steve-O, in the FPL world that has caused people to rethink their plans? Maybe wildcards?
No, I think a lot of people are
waiting
thinking,
for the presses, aren't we?
No, I think most people are thinking what I'm thinking, which is this is Salah's last chance. But to be honest with you, there's not much that I'm seeing on Twitter or anything that's making people panic or change their thought process or anything. I think this is almost crunch time for Salah versus you lot and Man United. He is my captain. He's the popular captain pick. Well, it's between him and Jesus. I think Salah's got the better fixture, but his form is terrible. Whereas Jesus, his form is excellent, fixture is excellent. You're going to captain Jesus, Jason?
I have to say, Cage Pap straight off the mark here, saying Salah's last chance. Steve-O, get in the bin. What do you have to say about that?
It is yeah. It's if he looks terrible against Man United, doesn't look on it, I think for me it would be wildcard time.
Are you going to get him out? You're going to get him out in a wildcard?
It depends on the other players in my team, what they do. Dream scenario would be Kulusevski coming in with attacking returns, Lingard coming with attacking returns, a clean sheet for Nottingham Forest. These are dream scenarios where there's like a 5% chance of that happening. But realistically, if Salah blanks versus Man United.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear that. I never thought I'd hear a Liverpool fan say that. I mean, the fact is that you're kind of moving towards my strategy, aren't you?
Yeah, I think the whole not having certain individuals. Oh, Saka's another one actually. He's another one that I'm looking at. Saka. This is kind of like
last
see
chance
how he performs against Bournemouth. See his positioning, all that nonsense. Given that, and then obviously how Martinelli performs as well.
Yeah,
because these
sorry.
individuals for me are players which I feel in the last two game weeks.
Martinelli's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah,
he's got a great synergy with Jesus, and he's what 6.1.
I think 6.2 now.
6.2 now. Brilliant. So I'll address the questions in the chat. What do you think about Casemiro signing, Jason? I know that who was it that said as a Real Madrid fan, Nuclear Atoms. Here we go. Nuclear Atom says thoughts on Casemiro to Man United. As a Real Madrid fan, I'm currently okay with it since we've got 80 million for a 30-year-old. I can't describe how embarrassed I am at our business dealings that we do, and no one's going to take us seriously in any negotiations. We're going to be paying we're going to be adding extra zeros to our deals. We'll be paying over the odds for wages because we've got an absolute plank that's negotiating. And yeah, I'm not really that thrilled by it, to be honest with you. It's a bit panicky, isn't it? A bit panicky, and I think that it's just money thrown. It's a problem that isn't going to be solved. It's just more money thrown at a problem that's just like pointless for me. Anyway, that's what I think of it. Waste of bloody time is what I think of it. But Steve-O, I mean, it's not going to affect me anyway. It's not going to affect the United team. It's not going to suddenly make the United team look strong and a unit. It's not going to unify the team. So yeah, it's desperation. Oscar Bell says it all. Desperation. It's where players go to retire. Manchester United get paid great wages and just retire at Man United. We are the LA Galaxy of the Premier League. No disrespect. Agents offering players to United that are towards the end of their career, yeah, get one less payday. Yeah, we're the new Chinese league. Steve-O, I'll bring my team up on the screen for those of you who are wondering where I am with it. So my team is up here now. Let me just take that off. So on the screen, I've got in goal Sanchez, Cancelo, James, Alexander-Arnold, Cucurella, Luis Diaz, De Bruyne, Martinelli, Jesus, Tony, and Haaland as my front three. Let me see if I can do the front four. There we go. That should hopefully sort it out. I'm really happy with this team. I don't think there's any real pressing need to change it in any way, shape, or form, barring any freak injuries or announcements that are going to be happening over the next 17 hours. But yeah, more importantly, let's get the link and let's share the link in the chat. If you're looking to come on tonight and chat with us, you can do so via this link. I'm going to put it into the Discord. I'm going to put it into the members chat. I'm going to paste it into the general chat here. You're more than welcome to just jump in and join us. Team is looking in tip-top shape, says Nuclear Atoms. I like that squad, Jason. Cheeky captain pick, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to probably go with Haaland, to be honest, as my captain. Steve-O, you're going to give Salah one last captaincy shout, right?
Yeah. Man United are looking absolutely shambolic. I think Liverpool are going to want to bounce back after that poor result against Crystal Palace, poor result against Fulham. the reality of the situation is they've now given up 4 points on Man City in a season in which the last 2 seasons have been divided by a point or 2 in it. Already 4 given up, and Liverpool need to get back to winning ways. And history suggests it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'd like to think Salah will be doing something in that game, but we all thought that against Crystal Palace. And I keep saying this: Salah just looks like the player of, unfortunately, the last half of last season, which tells me that goodbye Salah, hello Kevin De Bruyne, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there'll be a lot of people contemplating that on their wild cards as well as we move into that stage. And we've got some people, Steve-O. I don't know if you heard the little beeping noises. We've got a couple of people queued up. We'll get them on in a second. We'll get John up. Oh, they've gone. They've gone. Oh, there's John. Here we go. Let's get John up. Hello, John. Oh, never mind. That worked really well, didn't it? Just need to enable your if you're using a browser, you just need to enable your camera or your microphone up on the restream. But anyway, I'm bringing Salah, says Firetalk, so he's going to be bringing in Salah. Joe Ryan says I'm on a what? I think Firetalk at this stage is just against the grain, isn't he?
Well, the funny thing is that I respect Firetalk's opinions a lot, and I'm ahead of him.
Oh look, we've got Dark Gam watching us on Twitch saying, "Boo, Steve-O's just copying Jason. He's scared and will rage when Salah hauls the next couple of fixtures. Could happen." Oreo Cookie, would you start Andreas Pereira, Neto, or Nico Williams for game week 3? Oh,
Pereira.
Yeah, Pereira, Nico, and then Neto probably.
Although, oh yeah, because Neto's up against Spurs.
Nico's got a great fixture. Nico.
Yeah, but you're relying on
defensive returns.
I mean, apparently look very attacking versus whoever it was last week. So West Ham it was, wasn't it? And there's a good chance that he's going to be scoring or assisting in the next couple of game weeks. But I'd be playing Pereira. I think that Brentford game will be a very high scoring fixture. 2-1 either way, 3-2 either way, 3-1 either way, something like that, like a real high scoring 3 o'clock kickoff. And Pereira, there's a very high chance he could do something in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a reminder, if you did come in, we saw you in the guest list, and then you dropped out. So if you want to come back in, guys, we'll get you up on the stage. You just got to wait, sort yourselves out, and we'll get you up. We've got Nuclear Atoms also mentioning a protest that potentially could be happening at Old Trafford as well. Yes, which could obviously, affect the game in some way.
Do you think it will? I don't think it will. I don't think anything's going to happen with the game.
It depends on what happens outside the stadium. I mean, how many people take part?
Oh, of course.
How they can manage it. But shout out to the people watching us on Twitch as well. It's nice to see people using other platforms to watch us on. Brentford will win against Fulham. Go for Nico in, says Mohammed. Interesting. Should we quickly have a look at the league? Steve-O, get the league up on the screen.
Yeah, definitely. They go for the YouTube chat league, I think, and then go for the rivals league. But I think they're pretty much identical, to be honest with you.
They are. I just want to remind everybody that where we are with it all. So in the YouTube chat league at the moment, we've got Peter Scullion that's absolutely gone flying off the blocks on 83. Well, he had 3 points in game week 2, sitting up top with 5 points clear of Joven, 165 points, and of course, he had the dream team. Well, he had the dream scenario, of Kevin De Bruyne captaincy coming through. Perfect. Anya Jesus for 83 points. Cancelo, De Bruyne, Jesus coming in really good there for him. The only thing I'll say is when you've got a browser in full screen, how do you go back? Just right click. Then second place is Joven, which is Willie Zaha 90 points. Second place in the chat league. Notable mentions are the fact that he again captained De Bruyne and got Jesus. He's got Martinelli points and James there with Cancelo. So really kind of you're competing against these people that hit 90 points, Steve-O. I mean, we're barely getting over 50. Well, certainly me. I
think I've got 90 points total.
FPL Sparta, third place. only recently followed me on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following us on Twitter, get on Twitter and follow us. You need to bump the numbers up. And also, if you're not following Elite FPL, why not? Give us a follow, give us a like. Gabriel Ropp is in 4th. All good scores there. Gabriel Ropp is obviously 81 points there.
Well, he's planning on bringing in. I think he's thinking of bringing in Sterling this week. What do you think on that?
These people are doing the right moves at the right times. So
you've just got rid of him.
Yeah, I've just got rid of him. So it could certainly be. It's a risky move. I've got Pickrow. How you doing? Are you going to talk? Can you talk? That's the question. I see you're in the private chat. He's gone again. Come on, guys, sort it out. Come on, this is getting embarrassing now.
Gabriel de Ropp saying he's not bringing in Sterling. Oh.
Anyway,
come on, Gab.
It's nice to see Alex Follow doing well. Joint sixth place with Garv. Vijay Garv and Alex Follow joint 6th in the YouTube chat league.
Shout out to Alex for the thumbnails.
Oh no, who's this got? Hang on, that's not the right team. That's the there we go. 72, king of the thumbnails. I believe he's just redesigned the one for the weekend, right?
Yeah, for Sunday surgery, it's stunning. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Hard Jesus. He didn't get his captain right, and he still got 70. I mean, look at this: Diaz, Jesus, Haaland, Martinelli, Cancelo, Trippier. Really good there from Volo there. But in all seriousness, it's still fairly tight in the top 10 of the YouTube chat league, as you would expect in game week 3. There's all to play for. Me, my lowly rank, currently sitting at where am I? 6 million. Yeah, 5.6 million. There you go, guys. Take some tips from me. I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's all to play for, and I can make those points back. Anyway, I see that we did have someone just jump back in. I'm coming for top spot, says Harry Dawson. My goal is to make it to the YouTube chat league for next season, says Dally Paul.
Yeah, I think the YouTube chat league and the Rivals League will start heating up like within the next 5 to 6 game weeks. It's once it starts, the ball rolling is when it will start.
Well, not if you wildcard into my team, it won't.
Why is that? Because you're going to be going top?
No. I need to overtake you.
Oh yeah.
To restore balance in the world.
I forget that. It's only by a few points, though, isn't it? Ahead of you, like 10 points, if that.
How far apart are we?
I'll have a quick look now. Just easy go into that. It is a total of
8 points.
Yeah, that's it.
8 points.
Yeah.
Wow, Steve-O, are you feeling the pressure?
No. Like I say, my rivalry at the moment is with Firetog.
I think you just do the -8 now.
In fact, Firetog, I'm ahead of Firetog and One Life Soccer.
Oh yeah. You're ahead of Firetog. I mean, I'm ahead of Firetog.
Yeah, by 2 points.
Oh yes. I didn't need spreadsheets. I did it without an algorithm. But
I mean, this game week he could play Trossard, but I'm assuming he had Darwin the week just gone, so he did a -12. So effectively,
let's get his team up on the screen.
Firetog, come live on air.
-12, 69 points. Good score, but he did a -12. Teams on air: Sanchez, Alexander-Arnold, Cash, Walker, Robertson. See Bailey. I mean, Bailey, Cash. I mean, was your algorithm really telling you that these players are optimal? De Bruyne, Darwin, Haaland, Jesus. I mean, the rest of his teams is fine.
Fire Talk, come on air.
Cage
Come on
said,
air.
if Firetog's current team is the benchmark, we've all won we've all won it. Dally Paul saying 192 people and only 45 likes. Sort it out, Steve-O. There you go, Steve-O, sort it out.
Just hit the like button. More importantly, if you are new around here and you enjoy what me and Jason do, hit the subscribe button. It's quite simple.
Absolutely. And what else can they do, Steve-O, if they don't want to help the room?
What you mean? Become a member and listen to me talk about supermarket stories?
Yeah. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm eating, did you see that?
What is that? Crunch curry, chip shop curry.
So this is called Chip Shop Curry Snack Mix. This is lentils. Yeah, like just basically like Bombay mix.
That's not too bad.
Crispy potato and maize coated roasted peanuts, peas, and thick noodles. There we go.
Paulie saying, you subscribe for the top FPL advice here. I would say advice to how to shop properly.
Yeah. Don't ask me where the milk is. What was it he said? He said that someone walked up to you and like, go on the Yes, we do have beer. Where is it? Try the alcohol section. Yeah, I can't work in retail.
God, I'm like Walter White at the moment, crying out loud.
Yeah,
it's true though. Come into a shop, it's the first person to say, "Oi, mate, where's your jam?" Huh?
Where's your jam? Yeah.
Oh,
got some obscure product that's like, you can forgive them for, but yeah.
Anyway, but no, are you, in all seriousness, are you actually looking forward to the weekend, the games themselves?
Yeah, I am. So if we just quickly confirm, so the actual game week kickoff is pretty boring, isn't it? We've got the big games later on in the weekend. I mean, Spurs, Wolves. I mean, you can't really call that a big game. How many people are going to have multiple Spurs? I mean, we're looking at what? Harry Kane, Son, Perisic, Dyer. Who else? Oh, Kulusevski. On the Saturday itself, barring that Arsenal game, the 3 p.m.s are pretty meh.
We've had a sorry, because he didn't show up. We've had a member join. Bloody hell, it's Stein. Stein is back. I wonder what
Stein's back. See, this is the downside. We don't get the pop-ups.
Stein, thank you for becoming a member. Look at that.
We need to do a we need to find out like a great, because I can stream from OBS to this, and we can still stream on all of our platforms. It might be worth just streaming through OBS. Through into Restream itself, and then just maybe me making up some scenes where the movements automatically move like they do on here. I can do that. I just need a day to do it. I need to tune myself into just working on it for a day. Perisic will start. Perisic triple captain, says Vincent in the chat. Not quite sure I believe you, unless it's your alternative team that you don't care about. I doubt that you're going to do that. Triple captain Perisic, in my opinion, is FPL suicide this weekend. As Jason revealed his wildcard team, yes, I did, but you can look at it again. But I'll bring it up in a moment. So Spurs Wolves at 12:30. Are you going to be doing? Are you going to react to that at all?
No.
Why not? You're not going to be alive at all at any part of that game?
No, not at all. I'll be watching it, but I will not be reacting to anything. It has no relevance to my life whatsoever. From a fantasy football perspective, I will be keeping a close eye on Kane Son, Kulusevski, and Perisic. But barring that, I have no doubt. It's
Hands
like
up. Stein says 5. Has he donated £5? Hello and good evening, folks. I'm backing Gross for a brace. Stein, he's backing Gross for a brace. We're with you, man.
Against West Ham.
Wow. I mean, hands up. Thank you so much, Stein. Hands up. Who's got Neto and is playing Neto this weekend? Hands up in the chat.
Apparently, he's looked really good. Really good. That's the thing. He's looked genuinely really, really good for Wolves, and
it's Wolves.
Tottenham always seems susceptible to be conceding a goal at the moment. So
it's Wolves. Again,
it is Wolves, but he's had a few good chances if he had his shooting boots on. And the history isn't that bad for Wolves.
But
so
it's Wolves. I don't get it. Anyway, Palace Arsenal. You know, I think most people Palace Arsenal. What did I say that for? Palace Villa. Sorry. Most people offloading their Villa assets, aren't they? You know, Steve?
Yes. Yeah, I think they're all listening to Karma Baby.
Are they bringing Zaha in? Who's brought Zaha into their team? Anyone? Anyone brought Zaha in? Or Eze? Anyone?
I would not be touching Crystal Palace at all. I'll triple up on Nottingham Forest, but Crystal Palace, forget it.
Forest looks all right. Miles Yates brought Zaha in.
BS.
Nevis has got in Eze. There we go. If you're benching a $5.5 million player, get rid of him. Joe B says, agreed, Joe. Agreed. Eze is so bad. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan. I prefer Zaha, of course. Everton, Nottingham Forest. Everton are woeful, aren't they, Steve-O? Absolutely woeful.
It's why I'm
targeting that fixture.
Well, it's why I'm targeting that fixture. I'm banking on a clean sheet, but knowing my luck so far this season, it isn't going to be happening. It's got 1-0 either way written all over it, or 0-0, 1-1. Really low scoring. Well, if he does, there may have to be an impromptu stream, but I can't see anything in this game. It's going to be so low scoring. It's going to be dire. I think they'll both take a draw, and neither team will want to lose. So yeah, Everton have got no strikers. They've got no attacking players. I mean, McNeil moving from Burnley to Everton. I genuinely I've watched 2 Everton games now. I don't even know that he's playing. He's a complete ghost.
Matty's in the queue. If you just want to, we'll just bring him on. Hello, Matty. How are you doing?
He's listening to the stream.
He doesn't need to. He's on the stream with us. Hello, Matty. How you doing?
Are you okay?
I'm doing good, man. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's a beautiful forehead.
I'm debating whether to pull the. Can you hear me?
Just about. Pull the what?
You're about to pull the what?
Okay.
Don't alt tab. I would stay in the browser if you're on a mobile phone. Okay.
Yeah. Hang on 2 secs.
There we are.
That's better.
We have a face. Good.
You can just about see me now, I think. Hang on.
Hey, I think I'm in your neck of the woods. Are you Welsh?
Hey, I'm
just outside Wales.
Hereford.
Just
a lot of people do say we sound Welsh, but if you heard to me, then you were definitely say I'm not Welsh.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So what
And
makes
Steve, you sound like Muttley. You remember
It's
Muttley, the dog?
Yeah, I do, mate. Yeah, it's because I can't talk loud. That's why.
It's so funny. Remind me of my brother when he's just like yourself. I used to call him Muttley the dog.
Well,
So
what you mentioned.
anyway, back to it. Go on.
You mentioned you're thinking of wildcarding or pulling the wildcard button. You said yourself. Why?
Yeah. I've tripled up, obviously, on Liverpool with Trent and Robbo.
Yeah.
Cancelo and James.
So what's the problems in your team? Because you're not giving me any problems at the moment.
I've got Trippier. All right for the first two. I have and Bailey, like a lot of YouTubers. I went for, and after they played, I've taken a -4. I've taken Bailey for De Silva for bench fodder, and Neto Rodrigo from Leeds.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if you've done that -4, you brought in Rodrigo, you're going to play him. The rest of your team sounds extremely good. I mean, game week 1. I mean that was pretty much the template, right? What you've just named there, and you've still very much got a strong team. Triple Liverpool against Manchester United, a shoddy Manchester United could easily.
Yeah, well, you could say that.
Big. They could easily haul, and I'm telling you now, like I almost expect like Trent, Robbo, Salah to get big points against Man United because United are shambles. They're not playing as a group, and we're going to let in goals. We let in goals every game. Every game we're letting goals.
Yeah, well, I see that last week. David De Gea like fumbled the silver shot and let it go into his hands. But I'm thinking I'm losing ground on the people that have doubled up on City defence. Like put in either Aki or Cole Walker alongside James, dropped Robertson for leave Trent in there with Reece James, Tchichenko, Sanchez in goals. At the moment, I've got Ramsdale.
I see the players that you're naming out aren't the players that I think you need to wildcard out right now. Like it seems that I think you're knee jerking a little bit. I think that you've got
much.
Well, I think that you don't need to wildcard, and I think that you've done a positive move, taking Bailey out, and obviously getting the involvement of bringing. So was it Neto, Bailey out, De Silva, and Rodrigo in?
Yeah, De Silva. Yeah. So my midfield now is Martinelli, Salah, De Silva, and Pereira, and Andreas from Fodders, basically. And up front, I've got Haaland and Jesus.
That team is fine. I mean, like, there's no like if you're tell me now if you're wildcarding, what players you're going to be getting out? You said Robbo. Who else?
Well, I'd be taking out Robbo, like Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
I'd be taking out Trippier. I'll replace for Cucurella.
Cucurella, yeah.
I'll replace, Ramsdale with maybe Mendy. So I've tripled up on the Chelsea because I don't want none of their attackers because like you can't really pick who's in.
We're unfortunate. We're hearing every other word at the moment from you. I don't know if it's your internet or if it's your 4G or whatever, but I kind of get what you're saying, Steve-O. I've given my opinion. I'm listening to Matty's team, what he's looking to do with his team, kind of trying to in my head a visual picture of what he wants to do with it. Sounds to me like he's taking a perfectly good team and just move. I think that you don't need to wildcard, and it could certainly backfire on you. The players that you're looking to take out could easily outscore the players you're looking to bring in. I'll be honest with you. Like for me, there's a different story with me. I had some issues that I had to deal with, but for you, you don't have issues that you need to deal with.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm also worried about getting called off at United.
I don't think the game. No, at worst, it'll be postponed. It ain't going to get called off. It'd have to be something really serious to be called off. Really serious, and I just see there being protests.
Is it going off? Because what I was going to do is I was going to take out Robinson and put Zinchenko from Arsenal. So my back line would be Cancelo, Aki, Cucurella, Trent, and then my midfield, I was going to have Martinelli. I was going to upgrade Rodrigo. That I took the -4.
Right.
4-4.
Matty, I'm just taking you off because your line's getting really bad, but you can still hear us. All right, so just we'll answer your concerns. I've given you my opinion. Steve-O, please let Matty know your opinion. Sorry about that. The audio is starting to get really, really bad. So instead of keeping you on and hearing that, we're just going to answer your question. Steve-O.
I think with a lot of people, the panic seems to be setting in for no reason at all. To be honest, I think that there's no real logic in this whole I need to wildcard, I need to wildcard, I need to wildcard. It's just madness. I know I've made the point about wildcard, but I just look at my team and go, there's 3 or 4 players in there which I'm not really, really liking. Whereas with Matty's team, it seemed perfectly fine. It's just the fact that certain individuals just haven't got the points over the last 2 game weeks. I think maybe just as Paul E mentioned, if possible, do a -4 if it's possible. But I think it's the team. The team doesn't need to be wildcarded. But hey, what do I always say? They're a rival at the end of the day. If you want a wildcard, go through with it.
Yeah, I think that it's a bit hasty, and it certainly isn't going to benefit. Like, I don't think it's going to be a full beneficial wildcard. I'm just quickly going into the Twitch, because apparently we're streaming on Age of Empires, which blows my mind.
Well, while you're sorting that out, then let me just quickly Ushika Dan. Let's just say Dan. He's saying here, even though I hope you will, in my opinion, I feel like Jason didn't need to wildcard.
Okay.
He could have brought in Nico Williams for Delort and Rashford out for Martinelli, but that's just me.
Rashford out for who? Sorry?
For Martinelli.
So, okay, let's just bring up my team. So instead of doing the wild card, essentially go back previous week's team. So I'd have done basically Rashford, not Martinelli for Rashford, keep Sterling in my team, keep the team the way it is. So bring Dallo, play Martinelli instead of Rashford, and I would have had a 4-5-1 essentially with Trent, Walker, Nico Williams, Zinchenko, Martinelli, Sterling, Diaz, De Bruyne, Saka, Haaland. Yeah, could have done that, to be honest. Could have done that. But it doesn't solve. I mean, it doesn't really give me the coverage of players I wanted, to be honest with you. I wanted to what?
I was going to say, do you think you may have, I mean, again, it's not even hindsight, is it? It's just thought processes as we're speaking. Do you think you may have hit the wild card too soon?
Possibly. I could have hit my wild card too soon, a week too early. Yeah, I could have. Yeah, I think that the fact is I was able to bring in Haaland to go with. Sorry, not Haaland. I was able to bring in. If I was to do the Rashford to Martinelli and the and just play Nico Williams instead of Dalot, it wouldn't have enabled me to have the midfield that I've got, and with basically with the strikers I've got now. So if you look at my team, I've got Jesus in. Jesus is too. He's too explosive for me. Like it's not just been the one game. Every single Arsenal game, he's looking really dangerous, like really, really dangerous. And I see him scoring. I mean, look at the fixtures. Look at the fixtures they've got. It's just absolutely ridiculous. They've got Bournemouth, Fulham, Aston Villa, Man United, Everton, Brentford in the next, 5 or 6 weeks. Just absolutely ridiculously good fixtures. I didn't want to go without Jesus. Saka wasn't really cutting it for me. Martinelli's been really working well with Jesus. They've got a good partnership running. Saka kind of doesn't seem to be involved as much as I'd like him to be. So the fact that I was able to get Jesus in, Martinelli in that situation, bringing Cucurella as well to kind of beefing up the defense, get rid of Dalot, get rid of Rashford at the same time. I mean, able to do the 6 transfers to kind of liven up my team essentially. I'm pretty happy with it, and I think that I'm not going to need to make any wholesale changes to my team moving forward. Like this is the structure of team that I can see myself going with for easily the next 4 or 5 game weeks without having to worry about much, and I can just save up. I can bank transfers if I need to sort things out at a later date. So I'm not concerned in any way. But you are right. I could have done that, and it would have been another way of just preserving my wild card. But I'm not going to lose any sleep with that. I was always thinking of wild carding in game week 4, game week 5 anyway. So it's only like premature by 1 week. So I'm not gonna kind of regret it. So, but yeah, you make a good point. We've got Cage Paps here. We'll bring him on in a second. What do you think, Siva? You said that there's a chance. I mean, of course, there's a chance that I've hit the button too early. Yeah, but I think that team is. I think that team is an all-round. I would say that team is about 3 or 4 players better than the team I had before.
And this is it. If you feel like you're bringing in upgrades, then you've made the right decision. I just think potentially it may be a week early. Potentially.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Of course, we'll see. Cage Paps is back. At this time, he's got a rugby stadium as his background.
Oh yeah.
Where is that? I don't even know where that is. There's a rugby stadium that I went past earlier on, actually, in Llanelli. Scarlets or something they call themselves. I don't watch rugby, so I wouldn't know.
I know the name.
Really nice stadium, by the way. Really nice.
Cage Paps looks like he means business. His arms are folded.
Yeah, you're not coming in.
You always say that, but it's Murrayfield. The only place I have a season ticket for.
Murrayfield, right? Okay.
But to be honest, I was just
Who plays at Murrayfield?
Was Scotland.
No, Scotland, yeah, but who actually? What's the team? Is there a local team that plays? Or is it just the national team?
Just Scotland, yeah. Well,
Just
Edinburgh has played in it. But they have.
Okay.
So just there, they built a new stadium. Yeah,
right.
They just built one, yeah.
Yeah, excuse my lack of rugby knowledge. But thanks for coming on.
I'm predominantly rugby, but the only reason why I joined is because it's better to listen to it when you connect to it and just sit in the background, because then you can see everything in real time.
Oh, right. Okay. You just join in to listen in. All right. We'll throw you back off then.
Yeah, do it if you want. Yeah. I can speak, but yeah, no problem.
No. Do you think that the point that was made a moment ago was that Jason wildcarded a little bit too early? He could have easily have played Nico Williams over Dalot, and he could have easily just basically done a transfer Rashford to Martinelli and kept Saka and gone with the 4-5-1 instead of switching it out and playing the 4-3-3. Sorry, 4-3-3. Sorry.
Murrayfield is like Wembley. I'll take that. But yeah, on your point, yeah, I think you did pull out a little bit too quickly. But what stadium is that, Cage Paps? It's Murrayfield, Edinburgh.
Everyone's going to ask the same question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you put it maybe a little bit quickly, but I don't think it's a huge problem this year. And the way I am at right now, I always plan to do it for IB, so the international break, so after game week 8. But yep, come on, baby, Murrayfield. I should stop looking at the chat, but I'm gonna pull it if I have to do 3 or 4 more changes.
Right.
But if I don't, then I'm planning to just do it game week 8 because then we've had eight game weeks. The other important thing is people don't seem to speak about is that game week 6 is when the UCL starts. So I don't know if you look at that.
Yeah. Obviously, there's more.
Can I show my screen? Can I test this out?
You go for it. Yeah, show your screen.
I kind of want to see how I can do it.
It looks like you're reporting from Murrayfield right now.
Well, I am.
Yeah,
Well, I'm 2 minutes away from it. To be fair, so I can't see you now. But can you see that? Can you?
You can.
What can you see?
Well, no, we can see your
fixtures.
the fixtures. Yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll
if
just
you can see
maximise
that.
Yeah.
I don't seem to have any control of what I can do on it, but
No, yeah, we can see it. What you're showing us. Yeah.
Yes. The only thing I wanted to say is that when you get to game week 6, then all the teams start to have these fixtures. So Chelsea is that we start to see Cucurella is actually now a doubt. And if you've done your wild card now, I would absolutely bring Cucurella in. But when we to game week, is that when Chilwell starts to come in? And now that we've got these decent teams actually having to care about the UCL, which is a good FDR forward fixture ticker forward that it shows you when these games come in. Okay, we can see the Carabao Cup, but no one cares about that. Are you at all worried about now? You wild card now. If you have wild card, then last until this ticker showing is to game week 17. So game week 16, we then get the World Cup, which is when we get to reset our teams.
I'm not.
But arguably, if you're not. So when you play wild card,
I think just stop sharing your screen because the audio connection. I think it's your internet. It's probably stuttering a little bit. You're currently frozen on here for us. Let me see if we can. Saying that his connection's gone. We'll try and get him back. Cage Paps, can you hear us? No, I think we lost him. But if you can hear us, come back. Feel free to ask. But the question was, are we concerned about UCL game week 6 onwards? I don't think so. Not really. The team's going to play the best teams in the Premier League. The players we've got on our teams are going to play more than 60 minutes. So no, I'm not concerned at all, really. And I don't think Steve-O is, but judging by his reaction. Take care, Robin Nathan. Hey, Brew, how's it going? Audio's cutting out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Content Creator Awards. You guys were going to talk about voting.
We want to win it again. We want to get our trophy back.
What can I say? We want to actually attend the venue. It would be nice to actually go to the FCAs and walk up and get an award. It would be nice. But it will be down to you guys. The elite FPL community will decide if we get nominated for these awards. So if you have got a couple of minutes in your evening to go over there and put us as an option, then we'll be very grateful for that. If not, you know what? The sun rises tomorrow. It's another day, but we would really appreciate it. We know that last time you guys, you really came through for us and you voted in waves. So who knows? We can make a noise again this season. And I think that with my game week, with my overall rank, I think that might help the situation. Steve-O.
Yeah. Do you want me to add to that, or do you want me to?
Give me a reason why you think why you think that we should be nominated for the FCAs.
To try and defend our title that we couldn't defend last year, basically. I think we have every right to try and regain our title back. And like you quite rightly said, it'd be amazing to go to a football stadium, wherever it will be in this country, and to enjoy a social occasion. I think that would be amazing to be able to go to an event like that and meet up with God knows what, quote, celebrities that would be attending, and network, I suppose the word I'm looking for. Be great to be networking. Just want to say hello to Natasha as well. She's going to be rewinding back. So by the time she's hearing this will be about 20 minutes ago, but hello. Support was appreciated.
That's 30 minutes of your life you're never going to get back.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, but in all seriousness, guys, we do this as a hobby. As you know, we've been doing this for how many years now, Steve? 3.5 years?
Yeah, coming up to 4, yeah.
And it's always good to kind of get called up for things like this as a kind of a a recognition of being around, kind of talking about FPL, kind of rubbing shoulders with others in this space that are doing the same too. We would like to meet. Certainly, I would like to meet others that are doing it. I know Steve-O's met a lot of the content creators in person as well, by being in London and attending events. But and also, I think that you guys in the community would really kind of appreciate kind of seeing us up there with the likes of Planet FPL, Let's Talk FPL Andy. Is there any others out there? I can't remember their names. Sorry.
You avoid it.
I do avoid it, mate. I do avoid it. I think it's a lot of it is just, unfortunately, echo chamber. Like, it really is an echo chamber, and I think that
someone put up a really.
I ain't got time to spend hours of my week watching fantasy football content.
No, but someone, and cheers, Matty, by the way. Thanks for the kind words, and thanks for coming on. More importantly, someone wrote a quick tweet that just basically said, sarcastically, does anybody really watch an hour worth of FPL content on YouTube? And there was loads of comments and everything saying about basically knowing stuff, and a lot of people just saying that they only want to consume audio and blah 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 blah. And I always keep talking about it's just like with any form of niche hobby, there are going to be hundreds of different content creators for that niche hobby, and like you just said, it just becomes an echo chamber of just everybody saying the same thing, and you've got to pretty much only pick and choose the ones that are your favorites. I've got my favorites when it comes to the fitness world, a Warzone streamer, FPL as an example. I cannot physically consume every single FPL content out there, or every wrestling podcast out there. It's physically impossible. So I just specifically choose certain podcasts and YouTube channels only, and I'll just stick with them. And if I'm able to interact with, there are certain Twitter accounts that I interact with that are very, very popular within the fantasy football community, but I don't consume any of their content whatsoever, because it's just impossible for me to do so. And most of the time when I consume a different type of FPL content, it's always going to be regarding a guest spot. If, for argument's sake, for instance, FPL Surgery have got a late riser on, for instance, or if they had Andy Let's Talk FPL on. If Andy Let's Talk FPL has guests on, I occasionally tune in and watch that stuff. But Jason's talking to Haley there.
Come on. Come on, you did it 2 years ago, and you want us to vote. Come on.
FPL Alex the Kid saying Andy
quickly.
Andy and Black Box are my go-to channels.
And then run away. Okay, you can get on me. Let me show.
I don't know why Jason hasn't muted this. That's terrible production, unlike me. I
Yeah.
would have muted this.
No, I'm intentionally leaving it. This is real. This is real. So this is like vote Elite FPL. No, yeah, come sit on my lap. Go on, sit on my lap. Come on. Elite FPL. Come on. See? Hang on. Here we go. Hello.
Come on, hey, bloody hell, she's grown up.
Vote. Elite. FPL. In the content creator in the football content creator awards. Can you say that?
This isn't Haley saying this. This is a ventriloquist.
We're gonna edit this. She ran away. We'll have to edit that. I didn't force her to say it.
That looked like a ventriloquist dummy, mate. That's incredible.
Like, if you don't remember, like, she was like yay big, and she said vote Elite FPL, and now I can't even get her to say it. It's mad. Yes. Haley, do I get Cuckoo? Haley? Paulie is asked, do I get Cucurella in for Zinchenko? Yes or no?
No.
Do you hear that?
It was a no, by the way.
Yeah, it was a no. There you go. Thank you, Haley. Thank you. You probably got just as much advice probably than I have. She got scared by too many words. Yeah, no, she just got scared about being thrown on camera. To be honest, I don't blame her. Just go on live stream. Yeah, it's fine. Can someone rate my team? Raya, Trent. Oh, here we go.
Discord.
Give us $5 and we'll do it. No, I'm joking. Let's put it up on the screen. Here we go. Someone rate my team. Raya, Trent, James, Cancelo, Zinchenko, Perisic, or Walker. Oh, okay. So Raya, Trent, James, Cancelo, Zinchenko, Perisic. I mean, that's a really strong team. Perisic or Walker. Yeah, I mean, probably go with Perisic as you got Cancelo. Diaz, Salah, Martinelli, Haaland, Jesus. I mean, come on, Jacob. What do you expect us to say? Rubbish. Wild card. Go on. Wild card. Do what Matty did. Wild card. All respect to you, Matty. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate that. Give us a $5. Yeah, give us a $5. I reckon, Haley, next season, would you like me to make you an FPL team? She looks at me like, what? I reckon Haley's FPL team would be in contention with Jason's. All right, okay. That's just no, you don't want one. Okay, that's fine. I don't blame you. You teacher, I don't think I don't agree. She wouldn't. It'd be like it wouldn't be touched. It'd have to be a setup for a whole season. Stevo, are you doing any watch-alongs on any of the games? Maybe Arsenal.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Oh no, multiple. I don't really want to. Like I said, I only do games which are meaningful for the YouTube chat league more towards the end of the season. The importancy.
Okay, JSM is saying, can we see both your teams? Can we see we right? Okay, this is the team that failed in game week 2, and this is the team that's going to succeed in game week 3. I have wildcarded. I'm all out on the offensive. Stevo is reeling in panic and fear, being 8 points behind, or 8 points ahead of me. Yeah, I'm fighting at the bottom of the league. All right, so this is my way out. So that's my team. Stevo, I'll bring your team up next. If you are wondering what Stevo's team are, there you go. Stevo's confident he's going to captain Salah this week as well against Manchester United. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. There's not too much of a difference between our teams, really. Well,
there is no
barring Kulislevsky, Robertson, Bailey, Lingard, Saka.
Well, it's you've got
Well, you're gonna play
you're now
Henderson.
4 points ahead of me because I've done the -4, so it's Henderson
No,
versus.
I'm not. Dude, when did you do maths? Cooking school?
I've done a minus.
How am I going to be 4 points ahead of you doing a -4?
No. You'll be 4 points behind me.
Yeah, you never
So,
said that. You never said that. You said I'll be 4 points ahead of you.
so it'd be Henderson versus Sanchez. What's your defense again?
So Henderson. No, the differences are. So I've got Sanchez. You got Henderson. That's one. You got Robertson. I've got I don't know, Cucurella. So that's 2. Kulusevski, that's 3. Lingard, that's 4. Saka, that's 5. Bailey, that's 6. Six different players than me, as the team stands right now.
Right. Okay.
Salah, 7. Salah, 7, of course.
Right. Okay.
So that's a big difference between our teams. One of us will certainly be ahead of the other, obviously.
But you've got
I've got a chance of overtaking you.
I mean, in answer to Paulie's question, I mean, Miles Yates answers it. It's just that, look, at the end of the day, so his question is, why are you captaining Salah if you said it's his last hurrah? You've answered your own point. This is an opportunity for Salah to,
redeem himself.
Redeem himself, yeah. And actually look like the player that I want him to look like, which is this world-class, I'm the reason why I'm one of the best players in the world. I'm the reason why Liverpool are paying me hundreds of thousands of pounds a month.
Well, this is an interesting one. JSM is saying, your team makes me want to wildcard. I really want De Bruyne, but I can't part with Salah. So his thoughts are, I have to wildcard to get De Bruyne in. Does he, though? If he's got Salah, it's one or the other, surely. Yeah?
I think you can have both. But it means because Gabriel de Rob's got both. But he sacrificed his front line.
Too much of a sacrifice, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't know. Gabriel de Rob's doing very well.
For the moment. Didn't you say you was looking to bring in Sterling, or was that someone else?
No, I said Gabriel de Rob was going to bring in Sterling, but now he said he's not going to do it.
Right, okay. Well, no, I think that having both is a bit overkill, personally. Do you think De Bruyne will do better than Salah this season?
Yeah, I'm going to go with incredibly, yes.
There we go. The Liverpool fan has spoken.
I think with Haaland up front and the quality of players in front of them as well, I think there's going to be so many chances produced. It's amazing that Haaland's not really mentioned as a captaincy option this week against Newcastle.
Spring Cage Paps is unnerving me. He's just sat in the guest bit, just sat there with his in the stadium. So I can see he can hear me, but I can't hear him. So I bring him up, yeah. What's the score, Cage Paps? Live from Murrayfield. It's very light in Scotland right now.
Unbelievable, Jeff. That's a quote. Yeah, Steve got that. That's a quote. That's a quality quote. Unbelievable, Jeff. I missed the goal. I did actually have a question though that I could put on to you.
Please.
I can't see both your teams though, unfortunately. But I was going to ask, which I think some people might be asking, is what's the best crap player? As in, if you've still got Bailey, let's say you've still got Bailey, you might still have Pereira, you might have Nico Williams. You might have moved into Silva.
The best crap player is Nico Williams.
So is that compared against, though, you might have brought in Silva?
On price.
So this game week, all the crap players that we've got, what's the one to play?
Pereira.
But so, Steve, you brought in De Silva, right?
Yes.
And you're still Pereira's been. Pereira's been. He's been given his fitness. He's a go.
Yeah, he should be fine. He'll be playing. He'll be playing against him.
Who does Jason have? Who does he have in his wildcard team?
I have. What's his face? The De Silva.
But are you playing him?
No, I got De Silva and I've got Pereira.
But they're all on your bench. Okay, so you've got them all on your bench.
Yeah.
So from a lot of us, though, we have to play one of them.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah.
Bailey is maybe one as well. And so to say that Stevie G has said in the press conference that De Silva came on and had a lot of impact and he liked what he did, that's hinting that he's going to have more minutes. If he didn't trade him out, then maybe you stick with him. So for Steve, who maybe actually has the choice, that got rid of him, you're still Nico Williams over De Silva, though.
I think if you're sticking with Bailey, you play Bailey. If you've got in De Silva this week, you play De Silva. If not, you play Nico Williams.
De Silva over Andreas Pereira.
Depending on if you've got both Andreas and De Silva, you'd probably prefer Andreas Pereira over De Silva. But if you've got just De Silva in, then that's the one I'll be playing over the likes of Nico and probably over Bailey, to be honest with you.
Takama Baby is saying the best highly owned crap player
Nico Williams
this week is Nico Williams.
Yeah.
I had Nico Williams, but then I've now switched it back to Pereira.
Well, Gabe is saying on Twitch, he's saying start Neto or Nico Williams tomorrow.
Williams.
Yeah.
Neto. I haven't got 50p near me, but Neto is shit. I don't get that pick at all.
I didn't in pre-season when everyone was showing me teams with Neto and Bailey in that. I was saying to them, "Why have you got Neto and Bailey on your team? Why? It's because why? Like
Dark Gam Net on Twitch is saying Neto hands down.
Oh my god!
Get on!
There's a reason why Twitch hasn't got a high FPL community. It's because they don't know what they're talking about.
Shocking pick, Dark Gam. Get on and defend yourself.
I don't know, man. I just think let's got Cage.
But then there's Neto or Harrison. Harrison, if you've got Harrison's easily the best pick. He's the highest in the XA of the entire league right now. But you wouldn't spend points to bring him in. But nobody had Harrison at the start of the season. That's why nobody's asking the question. But if you've got Harrison, if Aaron really has Harrison, then it easily trumps Neto. Easily. But the question, I think, really is because a lot of us have Nico Williams, and Nico Williams is an attacking player, and they got this really lucky clean sheet as well. He got 7 points last season, so a lot of us are like, oh, and a lot of people move Bailey out, but the people who didn't move Bailey out have lost money on him. Do they play him? Because now that Stevie G is saying, I'm going to play him, is what he's hinting at. He's going to get more minutes. Of course, for Jason, he hasn't got any of them. He doesn't care.
I don't care, mate, to be honest with you. But if I had one and I had to choose, it would probably be Nico Williams for me playing. Pereira. I think Pereira, I mean... It's a tough one.
Dark Gam is coming back at it hard. Dark Gam, you need to get on. You need to get on here. Nico is not
shit. Yeah. You guys haven't watched the Wolves games at all. I'm in Hangouts later with the guys. Oh, get on here. Get on here. It's just never mind Hangouts. There we go. That's the link. Get yourself on here. Defend yourself against the mighty, Cage Paps.
Oh, I'll go for it, town. The best last season he played, he got 5 goals and 3 assists. That's when he got the best minutes. Last season he did nothing because he was injured. But we're all meant to believe, but he's Wolves' best player. Best of what? Go away. Get as Steve would say, clear off. At least get on and defend yourself, or I'm not buying it. He's not what he's to go for. He's defending a bad pick. That's what it is.
There we go. Defending a bad pick. That's the blow. The last blow that it's Paps has thrown towards you.
Although Paps has actually given me a thought process because I'm probably going to be removing Lingard next week for a 6 million player, and Harrison is that standout option. Leeds' fixtures are
not what
very,
Madison.
very.
Oh, well, who's the Brighton pick?
He's 6.
How much is Grob?
Gross is 5.5.
Oh,
Brighton, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh, they're great
5.6.
though. They're great though. They're great this season so far.
Yeah, against United, everyone's great.
Yeah, but he also has the EO pick. He's got a lot going for FPL wise. He's got a lot going for him.
In what respect?
That he's very high XG. He's been brought in. He got that defensive rate. Oh, it's Sir Miles Yates, and he's 5.7. So he's climbed in price by 0.2. He's the current bandwagon.
Well, if he doesn't do anything against West Ham, I mean, then the people are going to have itchy trigger fingers to get rid of them.
Yeah, so I'm saying Harrison, but nobody else is saying Harrison. That's worthwhile saying that he's still cheap, but he's the performant player. If you want to be ahead of the curve, potentially he's the guy, but if you want to follow potential, what will be the template, then Pascal, whatever, potentially it.
So Harrison, last two fixtures, an assist in each game. Their fixtures upcoming. Chelsea at home. I can't see him scoring, but then Brighton, Everton, Brentford, Nottingham Forest are 4 beautiful fixtures where I can literally replace Lingard to Harrison for those 4. Brighton away, ironically, is probably going to be a lot easier because Brighton's at home are pretty poor, and Leeds at the moment seems to like scoring goals, despite the fact I've just said that they got no strikers, but they got Chelsea next, who are a very good, defensive team. So I just can't see Leeds scoring tomorrow, but certainly it's a very good, good set.
Dally Paul does make a good point. The supermarket sweep guy says that Rodrigo technically tops the chart for XG. But is Rodrigo definitely is he a mid?
What's the supermarket sweep thing? I've seen it on Discord. I don't understand what's going on.
What's the supermarket sweep thing? Well, look at this guy here, Mr. Supermarket. That's Dale Winton. This is our modern Dale Winton.
Oh, is there something you haven't told me, Stevie?
Well, if you want to finish off the supermarket sweep thing, because even I can't remember why I even mentioned supermarket sweep. Why wasn't that? It was a members video.
When you hear the beep, think how much fun we might be having on supermarket sweep.
I'm pretty sure you said something like, check it out. If you remember the theme tune, you'll remember, check it out. Check it out.
We've got a couple of super chats here, Jace. One from Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got two free transfers in the bank. He's got a million.
How come I can't see these super chats?
I don't know, but definitely.
No! I see him. I see Jeffrey. Here we go. I'm pinning it. Pinning it on here. Here we go. Pinning. Super chat. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you. You read it out. Go on. It's on the screen. Read it out.
So 2 free transfers, 1 million in the bank. I'm 31k. So his team is Raya in goal, Trent, James, Trippier, Cancelo, Salah, Neto, Diaz, Martinelli, Jesus, and Haaland up top. Essentially the quote perfect team. 2 free transfers. I'm already looking at Neto there.
31k rank.
Yeah,
he's asking us.
Hey, get him on and tell us what to do.
You're better off asking the rugby fan over there.
I think in all seriousness, it's a case of either A, getting rid of Neto and looking to bring in.
He's got a million in the bank.
Yeah, so that's 6.5.
How much is Rodrigo?
6 plus 6.1.
There you go.
But he's got Chelsea next, so you're not going to be wanting to bring in a Leeds player. I would be looking at
Madison. 6.5. Is Madison 6.5?
No, he's 8.
He's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I massively
So-
underestimated that.
He's a
You
great
could-
pick, but he's 8 mil.
Yeah.
You could do a straight swap from Trippier to Cucurella. That's the popular move at the moment.
Yeah,
But
that's how I burn. I would burn a transfer on that.
the straight swap, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Trippier's they've got difficult fixtures going forward, and they've got a fantastic defensive record right now. If you look at it, it's unrivaled. The only club that comes next to it is City, but their fixtures get so difficult, and Cucurella is a bandwagon. So potentially, you just make the money out of that.
Well, you say the difficult fixtures, yeah, Man City and Liverpool, but Wolves, clean sheet, Crystal Palace, clean sheet, West Ham away. You know, they're actually really good. They're not that bad. And you
Well,
can easily
it's traditional things that are going to scare normal people.
Well, yeah, but you
So
play.
we should say that Trippier his price is falling right now. So that's why I kind of say that. That I'm trying to explain why his price is falling.
Let's bring up Cucurella and show the fixtures.
But if I'm gonna be fully, as I said earlier, Cucurella, yeah, it looks like now the pick to pick. But when we get to game week 6, when now that Chelsea have to manage this, we spoke about it. Tuchel has said he's acknowledged that Cucurella is his first pick, and that well, obviously we know that Alonso's leaving, but Chilwell is only going to be used as an impact player because his fitness isn't there right now. But as soon as we get to game week 6, when they start going to the Champions League, well, we don't know. So right now, Cucurella is a great pick, and Trippier is dropping in price. So if I had to burn a transfer, that's what I would do. But I'm not necessarily saying that their great defensive record is the reason to jump away from. If that makes sense.
Good suggestions there. Thank you so much again for the super chat, Jeffrey. And we've got Max Roberts as well.
Yeah, good old Max. Yeah, came on the show.
£2 there. Good luck for the weekend, fellas. Thank you so much, Max.
I would argue more good luck to you for the Pokemon tournament. Simple as it gets, Max.
Man, if you win that, you have to come on and show us your trophy. Got to show us the trophy, dude.
Show us the check.
Right, I need to go. I'm going to put the kettle on. Be right back.
Well, there's a really interesting question then, if I can butt into Steve-O while then Jason's gone.
Yeah, carry on, yeah. Go for it.
So, we have a question. I'm not even going to pretend. Shall I try and pronounce his name? No. So, on Wildcard, who is better, Perisic or Zinchenko or Cucurella? So on a wild card, this has got to last now to game week 17. Who's the best? Who's the best to go for?
It doesn't have to last till game week 17.
Okay, well, yeah, you could transfer them out, but if we assume the worst, that you're putting in, because all the prices he mentions are less than 6 mil, so they're not premium players. He's probably looking for the longer term.
I'm probably looking at who were the options? What were the options again? Perisic, Zinchenko, and who?
Cucurella. The 5.5 mil and 4.5 mil, but
the popular player is obviously Cucurella.
Now, yeah.
The real explosive option that could get a lot of points tomorrow and moving forward is Perisic. Tottenham's fixtures are, I believe, pretty juicy when I look at them here. So they've got Wolves up next, guaranteed clean sheet. Nottingham Forest away, guaranteed clean sheet. West Ham away, no chance, and then Fulham at home. I would probably say guaranteed clean sheet there. I think there's a very, very high chance that Perisic not only gets the clean sheets, but obviously attacking returns as well. By the way, are you by a train station or something?
Can you hear noise?
I can hear a lot of noise, yeah.
I'm next to an air conditioner. I'll turn it off.
Oh, right. That's an air conditioner, is it? It sounds like a flaming train going past.
Is that it gone? Is that it stopped?
It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Zinchenko, on the other hand, has got absolute gold fixtures. He's at potential risk of being dropped at some point, but as it stands right now, he's first choice, and he'll be playing a minimum of 70 minutes each game. And then Cucurella, I think, is of the three, is the biggest threat of rotation from Chilwell. But why is he going to lose his place? He's performed really well for Chelsea so far. Really good fixtures. Of those three options, I'd probably put it in the order of Zinchenko, then Cucurella, then Perisic, based on fixtures and the the lack of risk of rotation, guaranteed minutes. But Cucurella's the sexy pick, and Perisic is the one where he's an absolute top quality player, and what he can bring to Tottenham when he plays. So I think, like I say, Zinchenko, then Cucurella, then Perisic, personally. Perhaps?
I think if you're going... If I'm just picking the best player, and that I think has the highest ceiling, and I think it's going to come into play, I'm actually really tempted by Perisic, because I know what he can do. I know that he, just look at his stats prior, it's kind of ridiculous, but Zinchenko has done really well, and Arsenal obviously very going forward, and Arsenal don't have the worry of having to go into Champions League. So if I was wildcarding and I was worried about these kind of cheaper positions, I think Zinchenko is a very safe pick, as in we've seen what he can do. We know what he can do, but we've also seen what he can do very recently, and read a strange comment there, but we know what he can do, and I think what he's capable of doing is a very kind of safe pick. But the question is, if you bring him in, then you might have Ramsdale, which is a very valid pick. You're probably going to have Jesus, and you're probably going to have Martinelli. They've stapled themselves as the must-have picks for this season. So we're talking about one Arsenal pick. So if you've gone for Ramsdale, if you've gone for Gabriel, and you don't want to lose that, then that makes a decision for you. And then I would probably go with, I think right now, if I was wildcarding right now, I'd go for Cucurella, which also again goes against both of my picks right there, saying that I don't want Perisic. But I think Perisic, going forward for the season, has the better season, apart from Zinchenko, because he doesn't have the risk of the Champions League.
Perisic is definitely somebody who is guaranteed to be playing Champions League every game. He's playing. He's been brought in for the Champions League experience.
This is an interesting point. On that question, on Spurs in general, I think Spurs prioritize. So if we look at their UCL games and their group games, obviously, they then face Man City. I kind of think that that's when they put people like McAllister on. I'm not saying that they kind of accept and they're going to lose the game, but I do think the interesting chats. I do think Spurs are. I agree with Steve that Spurs are going for Champions League over the league this year, is my opinion.
Well, they want to put in a strong performance in the Champions League. I think they're fighting on all fronts, and I think their team's strong enough in the Premier League to be, like I said, challenging for that third spot, because first and second are down. Well, ironically, Liverpool have so far cocked it up, but them and Man City are going to be the number one and two. Well, Man City first, Liverpool second, and then it's who's going to get third. Well, as it stands right now, Tottenham are going to be pushing it. But I have said all along, Tottenham have every opportunity to potentially take advantage of Liverpool this season and maybe end up second, maybe even push for first. They can do it. They've got the players to do so. They've got when he wants to be an absolute world-class striker. Son is an absolute phenomenal player that can get lots of goals and assists. Kulusevski, top-class player. And then they've got 2 players per position in the back line. So I think that they should be able to easily be able to challenge on all fronts here. But when you're looking at what FPL options to get from Tottenham, it's basically either Kulusevski's Son or Kane is guaranteed, and then it's flip a coin for the rest of them.
Yeah, to answer a quick question on the chat, Karma Baby saying air conditioner in Scotland. I'm in Edinburgh, so we are the warmest place. Well, apart from, I just got to totally put this out there. The guy last night got to ask about where to eat, so I'm going to say this, that in Scotland, we actually have the Gulf Stream. So we have Highland cattle on the beach. We also have palm trees. We have one of the best climates in Europe. But to go back to your actual question, I think, the only Spurs asset I'm interested in right now is then Kulusevski. But as you said, but the same question comes around is we're kind of believing that they're going to go after Champions League. But so where does that mean Richarlison is going to be Premier League teams, or is it going to be cup games? Do we think?
I think Richarlison at the end of the day is just a backup player for whichever one of the front 3 looks tired in a game and Conte goes, right, Richarlison, get on with your energy. I don't think he comes in for any of the front 3 whatsoever in the Premier League or the Champions League. But
You'll get minutes.
Carabao Cup guaranteed to.
You don't mean start then? You don't think he'll start a game?
No.
There will be the odd game that Richarlison will start in the Premier League, but for now, don't worry about it. It's not a problem whatsoever.
He'll just use him as an impact player in the games, and essentially start him in the cups. Like Steve-O says, I can't see him taking Kulusevski's position or anyone in the front 3. That could be wrong, of course, but it just doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
Gally Paul has asked you, have you got your 50p bets picked out? Yeah, Steve.
I haven't, but I will be putting obviously my fantasy bets on certain matches. Certainly in the Fulham Brentford game, Pereira to score anytime or assist anytime. In the Leicester game, Maddison, Vardy, to name 2. Certainly in the Arsenal game, it'll be Jesus, Martinelli. It's basically back against back Jason's players, and then any popular picks I don't have.
Make you feel better if I do better than you.
Basically, yeah.
Can we have Jason's team up and for Steve-O to say what plays he's most worried about?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. So this is my team here up on the screen. This is my starting 11. What players are you most worried about in that team, Steve-O?
Kevin De Bruyne and KDB, Jesus, and Tony. Those are the 3 where...
In that order, pretty much.
Yeah.
Diaz?
Nah, not really. I wasn't really blown away by him against Crystal Palace.
I thought it was really good.
So what's your thoughts on Diaz in general, both of you? Because...
Amazing player.
But, so we should...
new Coutinho. It's the new Coutinho for Liverpool.
But I'm the guy in between, right? So I can say that you brought him in on WILDCARD. Steve doesn't own him.
No, I didn't.
He's been constantly in your team from the game.
Yeah.
Because I always thought he was a bit of a flop. I thought he got bullied off the ball, and last season I thought he finished really well, but pre-season he was poor, and that's the doubt I had. That's why I didn't bring him in the beginning.
I wouldn't say he's a flop.
Oh no, I mean a flop
maybe it took a little bit to adjust, but a lot of players take a little bit to adjust. But I think that he's technically gifted. He's playing very well in the Liverpool team. He's getting picked out by Trent, Robbo. He's on the ball a lot. He's got the ball at his feet a lot. He had the ball at his feet a lot more than Salah did.
Well, I think he'll be the pick going forward. And I thought he was great. He came on last season as the best player in the field, but in pre-season, he did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, pre-season. United were looking good in pre-season.
Yeah, and then you stuck with him because he scored that goal. Is that right? Is that purely what it was, that he scored one goal?
Diaz?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just a goal. Like I said, he was the one that was trying to pick up the team after Nunes got that red card. He was the one that was pretty much grabbing that team and lifting them up and going, come on, we need to get. And he scored that goal and he was trying to raise them. Like, he was like, for me, he showed great leadership and great skill, and he was being sought out by Liverpool midfielders, quite often, to make opportunities and make chances. And he will make opportunities, he will make chances, he will score goals. And for 8 million, I mean, there's few that sort of that tick those boxes for me at the moment at that price point.
So if it's a question for Steve, for me, as someone who went Robertson over maybe going for Diaz, would you take a hit to get rid of Robertson and bring in Diaz?
No.
I'm leaning towards no, but you don't have Robbo or Diaz, do you? Is that correct?
I have Robertson.
Okay.
I have the double up in Liverpool, and look, they got caught out on a counter attack against Crystal Palace, and they put in the goal. Yes, it still wiped out the clean sheet, but Robertson looked very, very dangerous against Crystal Palace. I thought Diaz,
apart from the fact he got subbed off early on.
Yeah, whatever. And what did Tsimikas do when he came on? He was awful. He was abysmal. Which is unlike Tsimikas, to be fair. He's normally very, very good, but he looked terrible against Crystal Palace. But I think that over the long run, Robertson outscores Diaz. Diaz is a very, very, very whatchamacallit? I can't think of the bloody word now. He does a lot of running in the pitch. He does a lot of setting up for everything. But I wouldn't say showboating, but certainly he is a player in which I just look at and go, he can do everything. But when it comes to the final shot, it just seems to, I don't know, just seems to scuff it, despite the fact that he scored an absolutely incredible goal the other day.
I don't know, mate. I think that you just bitter you don't own him.
I'm not bitter at all.
I think you are.
I'm more bitter that I don't own the Man City attacker. Well, Kevin De Bruyne specifically.
In that Liverpool team, the one that stood out for me against Palace the most was Diaz. He's the one that
he did a lot of running.
No,
he did a lot of tracking back.
No. He did a lot in front of the opponent's goal. He did a lot in front of the opponent's penalty area. He was in the ball. He had a lot of possession in and around the box, and he was constantly linking up with the midfield. And I think, don't quote me on it, but I think he had more attempts than anyone else in that Liverpool team. So for me, he passed the eye test for me. And
he looks really threatening. It's just, I don't know, in the final third, I don't have much faith in him.
What? Guys, are you listening to this? Like, can we get some thoughts on this? Steve-O, I think this is the ownership bias coming out here. He doesn't own him, therefore he's crap.
I didn't say he was crap.
Yeah, I can't.
That he is an absolutely amazing player, but when it comes to, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to the final third, when it comes to him shooting, it's, I don't know, it's just something. He reminds me of Burnley strikers. They just can't hit a flame bomb.
He's not that bad.
He's not that bad, but
get him off.
It's just his final.
I agree with Steve though. in the whole. That he hasn't actually. If you remove that one goal, and that was a very special, that wasn't an assist, it was a very sort of special. He took the game and scored a goal. But apart from that, he's done very little. And as Fire Target said, Kulu over Diaz for me. As an 8 mil player, he's not the best pick right now. But the question is, are you better off going with Diaz over Robertson? So for us that have doubled up on, because as many of us have done it, have done Trent and Robertson, and Robbo is dropping in price. Do you?
What benchmark are you setting him up against though? Because Salah's 5 million more.
But again, the Salah debate is more FOMO more than anything. I'm not going to deny that. I'm in FOMO with Salah. But
they've both had 5 shots. They've both had 5 shots in the game weeks, and they've both had 2 on target. And Salah's had 1 more off target, believe it or not. And the only so basically very similar in terms of stats. Very similar in terms of,
and that doesn't surprise me. But like I said, Salah isn't performing at his the full potential that we know he can perform at. That's my issue with Salah, and that's why this game against United, honestly, if he looks like what he was against Fulham,
the thing is like, in terms of points per million, Diaz, is he going to be better than the likes of Robbo? And you both said no. You both said you'd rather have Robbo.
No. I didn't say no. But Adam Message just said Jason comparing Diaz to Salah, lol. And I kind of get what he's saying in the sense that Salah has had way higher XA. Diaz has been good on XG just purely because of the goal he scored. But that was a terrible XG that he had. So all the other 4 chances he's had this season, I think, were in the box. I'd have to look it up. But
the main thing for me is the fact that he's looking good. When I'm watching him play this season, Diaz is looking, for me, the standout.
He's like a better version of Pulisic. Pulisic is an absolute phenomenal player with the ball at his feet. Loves to drive forward.
But he spent 300 days injured.
Yeah. But he can't defend and he can't shoot, whereas Diaz is all over the place, very, very threatening. But when it comes to shooting, it's just terrible. It's like Firetalks gets all his shots blocked.
But the question that Jason's putting against us is the same reversed. Are you pro Diaz because you have Diaz and you don't have Salah?
And Salah.
Well, the whole reason I have Diaz over Salah is because I wanted the money to spread over my team, and I wanted still to have access within that Liverpool attack. So it was 2 birds with 1 stone. I was able to have, that extra money, and I was able to have someone involved in attacking chances alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example, in that Liverpool team. So for me, the question isn't necessarily a bias in owning him over Salah. It's more like, what extra benefit does it give my team? It allows me to have the likes of De Bruyne in my team, the likes of Haaland in my team also. It spreads that money out so I could go and reach those players that I wouldn't have normally be able to if I was, having Robbo, Trent, and Salah in my team, for example.
I mean, I think you're totally correct. As in, we're talking about the spread of the cost. I do laugh because one of Steve-O's ex conquests has had an opinion in the chat, but I'll ignore that. But it is the interesting point, right? Yeah, a Twitch comment, I'll ignore that. But if you've not gone Salah, then well, we know he can't. We know he can't.
Hold on a minute. With Salah, Salah against Crystal Palace, there was a couple of opportunities, and if it wasn't for some incredible time challenges and blockages, he would have been in and scored and could have got a couple of goals against Crystal Palace. There was an absolute.
Against Man United, I fully expect Salah to do something against Man United.
This is my point. If Salah looks on it and actually gets something out of that game, I'm thinking, right, keep, hold, happy days. But if he looks like he did against Crystal Palace, against Fulham, does nothing against Man United, I'm just going to go, forget it, you're gone.
Yeah, if he does nothing against Man United, then that's a big, like, what the hell? Because anyone can score against Man United at the moment. Literally anyone. So, yeah, I would be like, how much patience are you going to have? That's the question. How much patience does he deserve? Ultimately,
But who are you going to? KDB.
Yeah,
well, it would be a wild card, wouldn't it?
Oh shit! Well, this is So he just said. So Steve-O, the ball guy, just said yes. But then you're saying no. That would trigger a wild card. So if we're saying that, if he blanks, are you saying that he should trigger a wild card? Is that how bad things are?
No, I'm not saying no. I'm saying that it coincides with the timing that a lot of people have already planned to wildcard between game week 4 or 5. You know,
I think you're just trying to put the pressure on. I think you're just trying to stick it in the neck.
It all
really.
depends.
Not really.
For me to hit the wild card this week, for me, this is worst case scenario, by the way, and I'm stating the obvious here. But if Saka gets nothing against Bournemouth, and I'd expect Saka to do something against Bournemouth, Kulusevski to do something against Wolves, that's 2 players. Reece James to get clean sheet minimum versus Leeds, that's 3. Salah to do well against Man United, and Robertson and Trent to do well against Man United. So that's 5 players in my team with decent fixtures where I'd like to think they should be returning decent points. If they all get 2 points, then I'm thinking, and all the popular picks like Jesus, Martinelli, and so on and so forth, bring in the continuation of their form and getting assists and goals, then at that point I'm thinking, clearly I'm on the wrong players here. I've got to get gone. And then at that point, I've got a wild card.
So how many Liverpool players would you own at that point going forward? Like, would you wouldn't go with 3? You would drop it down?
I'd probably own Trent only, probably.
Piss off. I don't believe this at all. Hang on a second.
You might as well hit the wild card now,
if Man United get something against Liverpool on Monday, like in a 1-0 win, Liverpool look flat and just dejected and just don't look on it. There's clearly something going on now. Is it certain players not playing? That's why they're not performing at their level. I don't know. But
Steve, are you trying to trick us? Genuinely, do you think we're that stupid?
I'm being serious.
Because I'm not going to do anything to my team to react to this, because this is just ridiculous. If you want to go with 1 Liverpool player, then that's fine. You want to do that, mate? You go ahead.
If Liverpool look terrible against Man U, it's only Friday. We've still got 3 days to go before Monday.
So you're basically saying this is it, right? Last chance to do for Salah. If he blanks against United, Liverpool get beaten. Just say Liverpool get beaten by United. That is it. I'm only going to go with 1 Liverpool asset, and that's going to be Trent. No,
I'm just saying that if other popular players continue performing the way they are, I'm going to realise, I've not got the right players here.
Can you promise me something? If United beat Liverpool, you will bring in Maguire for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Promise me. Promise. Go on, promise me.
I wouldn't touch Man United with a bath
bomb.
bomb.
No, let's just have a thing. Now. Go on. If Man United beat Liverpool, you bring in Maguire and captain him for game.
I'd rather bring in I'd rather bring in flaming a Wolves defender, for crying out loud, than Maguire. But
England defender. What are you on about?
But yeah, I am. I just think that Fozzie saying there, look at Liverpool's running after the United game. Yeah, United are basically essentially a good
Wow.
fixture.
Get this team up. Get this team up.
Jeffrey is throwing shade at Steve-O all of a sudden. He doesn't like your Liverpool comments, obviously, Steve-O. You've triggered him. Super chat from Jeffrey 179. Steve-O needs to wildcard and copy my team. He's crap. What is Jeffrey's team? Where can we find it? Tell me. Where can I find your team, Jeffrey? I'll bring it up on the screen and we'll analyze it. But
so before Jeffrey gets his team up, so is Steve was saying he needs 5 players to blank before he's going to wildcard.
Yeah.
I think Steve-O's just full of shit, personally.
I think he's full of shit.
Yeah,
I'll put a pound in the meter and say he's absolutely full of shit.
Yeah, he is, and you don't have to worry about putting a pound in the meter because we both said it at the same time, so it's fine.
And
and Jeffrey's just put it in for us, so it's fine.
And Jeffrey's 89th in the YouTube chat league.
Let's bring his team up. One moment. 89th, all the way as high as 89th.
89 doesn't exist in the YouTube chat league, Paul.
No, he's saying he's 31k, so that might be 89th in one of the leagues. But Steve, if this is your defense that no, he's rated this rate, nah. Can we get Steve-O's live team on shares? Is he willing to do that? No, he's not.
Can you share your screen, Steve-O, and show us your live team?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Suddenly his laptop's going to overheat here.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, guys, I'm going into a tunnel.
He's only got Trent in it.
Hold on a minute. Share screen. I'll just go on browse a window.
Paulie was just joking, by the way.
There we are. Share, and then go to my team. There we are.
Here we go. Hang on. Let's hide those. Oh, hello. What's going on here?
Oh, sorry. I need to be on there, don't I? There we are. See it okay?
You can see it fine.
Yeah,
he made the Henderson He made the Henderson move.
Yeah.
I didn't think he would. I honestly thought he would.
Do you not listen to the members' videos?
I do, but I honestly thought. I still don't think he's doing that.
Yeah, I did it.
Can you refresh it for me? Refresh the page.
Refresh the page. Yes, certainly. All good.
Confident, Stevie?
Like I said, Saka, Kulusevski, Liverpool players all have good fixtures. Very good fixtures. They have to return.
Can I see your bench?
I love the way that every time Cage Pap speaks, it sounds like fireworks are going off in the background.
Yes.
There are actually fireworks going off in the background. It's Edinburgh.
It's Murrayfield.
August. No, it's the festival. It's the biggest festival in the world in a way.
Serious?
Yeah, you've not heard of the Fringe Festival?
The what festival?
The Fringe.
Fringe Festival.
It's the biggest entertainment festival in the world. All the August, everything shuts down. Tesco won't even deliver to you. Put it that way, because
the roads are shut down.
Yeah, just everything becomes too busy.
What is the Fringe Fest? Is like an art festival or something?
Yeah, so every comedian that you've heard of has probably made their name at Edinburgh. So the Fringe, I'm going to bore people first, so I'll do it very quickly, but there used to be a festival that the Edinburgh would shut down and you would do all these kind of comics would come here, and then the Fringe became, because the prices were too high, so they would do all these Fringe, the edge of the festival, became a thing.
Okay.
But basically it's now where everyone from Jimmy Carr to all the American comics and all the street performers come in. The city goes up by I think it's 400% or something like that. It becomes unbearable. Yeah. Hence why I'm here on a Friday night. It becomes unbearable. It's like if you go to London Piccadilly Circus, times that by 10. All the streets.
And how long does this take? How long does this last for? A whole week or something?
A month. The whole of August.
A month.
Yeah, the whole of August. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and the Hogmanay are the two biggest things in the city, and the whole city just shuts down and it becomes unbearable.
Can I just make this point about Piccadilly Circus? Piccadilly Circus, everybody come and see the beautiful sights, when in reality it's just a bunch of homeless people. It's awful. It's horrible. It's awful.
Well, Alex the Kid
Well.
just said, not scared of Jesus' effective ownership this week, Steve-O.
No.
Oh, come on, against Bournemouth.
I agree with Mark Southerns that you got 4 goals, 2 assists, or whatever. What was it? 2 goals, 2 assists last week. It doesn't happen every week.
You agree with Mark Southerns, who's currently around like 5.3 million in the world.
Good to go, Aaron. Good to go. That team.
It's better than me.
No, it's not. No, you see, look at Steve constantly putting off like he's doing badly. I think this guy's full of shit.
The thing is, that some people can play poker, some people can't, right?
4.7 million.
He's playing mind games. He's trying to play mind games. It ain't working.
That's why I do the fantasy bets. Cover your backs. You can't have everybody.
Steve, what's going to go through your head at the end of this weekend when you are behind me in all of the leagues that you're in?
Like I said, it all depends on the circumstances as to
Are you going to panic wildcard if you end up more than 10 points behind me come the end of game week 3?
No, because if the Liverpool game goes the way I think it will be going,
Which
my
is
assets
3-1 to Liverpool.
I've predicted 3-1. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'd like to think.
What would you do would you rage stream a members video if Liverpool get 3 goals and Salah's not involved in one of them?
It depends how he plays.
It depends how he plays. No, it depends on how many bloody.
If he plays absolutely amazingly and gets nothing at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'll do a rage stream, a members video. But if he's
played absolutely amazingly and not got a return in the 3-1 win, then it means he's missing his chances, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Whereas if he played to what he's been doing the past 3 or 4 months, it just proves my point. It's just like, get him gone. Hello, Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, well, there you go. There you have it, guys. It's last chance for Salah. Last chance, Salah. God, that's bad. But yeah, should we start thinking about winding up the stream?
Can I bring up one
absolutely,
question then? Because you're about to do it. Are you going to apologise to Steve-O?
When?
I don't know who that's aimed at, but FPL Fozzy.
Who? Are you going to apologise to Steve-O?
No, it's an office quote.
Oh.
I can pick these quotes out instantly.
This is this is supermarket sweep level stuff.
I must admit I don't get these office references. I really don't. For me, that sentence is just a bit vague.
Firetog saying, how does Steve-O know what Mark Southern says when he doesn't watch content creators? I've said this before. If a stream is going on regarding FPL, I normally tune in live. I don't watch on replays, but certainly live I tune in. I just find live streaming fascinating. The fact that we're live now and people are.
Yeah.
Can I bring up a question on that then?
You'd see it live on air.
So they keep doing these streams and they kind of seemingly say how they don't like the way that FPL is currently working, and it's kind of really strange to me. Mark Southerns and AZ, I don't know what his real name he goes by. They both had really bad starts to the season, and he had a bad end to the previous season, and it's kind of like they're saying they don't like anything of the things that the website they promote has created. So are they just trying to protect the fact that they've got a terrible start to the season?
I think what I'm getting from not just them two, but anybody really, is that, in my opinion, based on a lot of stuff, because I like Mark a lot. I think he is a very, very, very interesting bloke to listen to. I've been listening to this guy since 2010, I think. since he did his podcast with Granville. He's a fascinating bloke to listen to. I could listen to Mark all day. I think he's fucking. Oops. I think he is phenomenal with what he says. And he's a very traditional fantasy style player and wants to. How can I explain this? Wants to enjoy the game by wanting people to make their own decisions themselves rather than as it's come to now, where it's hundreds of content creators, thousands of Twitter pages, several algorithm-based websites, essentially telling the audience, if they choose to go onto these things, what to do. And they're just a bit like, there's no element of, like, for instance, bloody hell, like my rival has got in Pascal Gross and he scored 2 goals against Man United. Like, where did that come from? A bit like how Jason plays the game.
I play the game not from stats, not from what I'm being told by an algorithm or by a website or what I'm being told by the chat, because the chat quite often go against what I say. I play the game for fun, and that's how everyone should play the game, in my opinion. Because if you're just basically going off what other people are saying in their, live streams, or using something like, I don't know, it's something like, what's it called? What's that website? Hub, Fancy Football Hub, to get all your XG data.
Oh, hang on. What's that website? You mean the website that you're currently promoting in the chat, in the description right now? That's not the way to do it, yeah.
No, we're not promoting
it.
Website. Let me clarify that. The link that I forgot to remove 2 years ago off of our description, that one, that probably doesn't work anymore. So good luck on that. But no, in all seriousness, like, everyone's got their own way. Yeah, everyone's got their own prerogative when they play this game. Do they play it for themselves, or do they play it to be safe and follow the crowd and be a sheep? And being a sheep sometimes works out good, because it means you can stay in and amongst the pack. But you're never going to win FPL by being a sheep. You're never going to win a mini league necessarily by being safe. Sometimes you got to make some bold moves and make some decisions and stick to those decisions. That's why.
Well, I don't think anyone's asked you this question before. You two both had actually decent rank, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
And in particular, I remember watching videos under a different account, but of Jason was like giving him a very old school, kind of reminiscent of this, but he was giving his updates on what he'd done. And Bilal has just said, Az wasn't saying those things when he wasn't doing so well, conveniently. But you guys have never really changed what you did, but did well in seasons. Do you think you did something different then? Was your approach different then? What was your thinking when you're going through that season?
Can I just address Fozzie's? Fozzie's actually sent a super chat, and I don't know why, mate. You could have just.
Oh, he's paid for your swearing, I suppose.
Yeah, you could have come live on air. He says,
Fozzie, why not? Yeah,
Neto to Gross for a -4, and then he's done the old another office quote. But Fozzie, I would not be bringing in Pascal Gross for Neto. There's got to be someone better to be bringing in for Neto rather than Pascal Gross. I don't know what people are seeing in this guy, but he's got West Ham next.
You know what? This is what happens where you see a bit of confirmation bias or a bandwagon forming. Pascal Gross, really? Like, seriously? Like, he did well against United. Like, barring that, like, are you gonna be sticking with him, like, until your next wildcard? I mean, I don't know when you're planning to wildcard. -4, a -4 for Pascal Gross is gross in itself.
Well, you've answered the question. You just Steve just said who the next fixture is, and Firetogger said apparently most of India have copied Big Man Baka. What was the fixture you just said?
West Ham next.
Yeah, and they've got the worst XGA so far this season, as in they've let in goals that they shouldn't technically have statistically have done. So then these accounts also, that Big Man Backer has also promoted him. And I think he said that he would be the player that he would bring in. And also some people are bringing in Welbeck. Brighton is becoming the bandwagon
go-to team, the bandwagon team, the team which, whoopsie-doo, that they're a very, 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 very good team. But like
Don't
Burnley,
pretend like we're not going to do it. Though.
Hang on. They were very, 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 very. That's 5 verys you just said then. Very, very.
it's like Booker T and the fat tab. But they're a very good team, but they can't. They're like Burnley. They can't score. Yes, they got goals against Man United, but it tells me more about Man United than it does about Brighton. For crying out loud!
If you're relying on Brighton this season to get you out of a hole for points, then enjoy being in the bottom half of your mini league. That's all I'm going to say. But all the power to you. If you want to bring in the likes of Pascal Gross, then that's fine.
I think
I'd rather. How much is Pascal Gross?
5.6, and he's going to be going up to 5.7 today. Now, the reality of the situation is that they beat Man United 2-1. So who's not beating Man United at the moment?
Yeah.
And then you've got a 0-0 against Newcastle. And then they got West Ham next, which is a very difficult fixture where 5 out of the last 6 results have ended as a draw. 3 of them being 1-1.
United were playing like Barcelona in pre-season, right? Had every right to bring in 2 United assets. Come on.
The following week they're at home to Leeds. That's a decent fixture, to be fair. Then they're up against midweek against Fulham. So I'd probably just hold off the Pascal Gross for now. Fozzie's saying here that he's obsessed with the price changing. Trust me, I was a bit like that 2 seasons ago. And it actually drove me up. It drove me insane, constantly checking the price rises and getting in players that I didn't really want to get in just because of what you were saying here, being fixated on the price rises and drops.
Talk about price rise. I've got a wild card active right now. Do you think I should just be ripping up my idea of wild card and just go for the price rises?
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
The funny thing is that me and Steve-O have done a change this week purely for price changes.
We say it's too late. There's potentially 4 rises tonight.
Yeah, but you scrubbed but you wouldn't get any benefit from them if they only got 1.1 and you got already. If you kept Zinchenko,
I know the answer to my question, and I was just being stupid. That's fine.
But me and Steve-O brought in De Silva and got rid of Bailey.
Rodriguez,
and we did it purely for the price change. But there is an interesting notion tonight. Yeah, so that's when we'll get the benefit of it. When he's gone up 0.2, we'll then be able to get that 0.1 benefit. But most people at the end of the season aren't actually needing extra money. That's when you're usually picking in players that were like Martinelli. Martinelli might become 6.97 million. But you've got the budget to get in these players. It never actually needed late in the season. So what I'm trying to target is the early, the wild card. So if you're not going to get this benefit before that wild card, then I don't see the benefit in chasing price changes.
Especially when it's for players which you don't. Well, I'm not suggesting for a minute Fozzie doesn't want Pascal Gross, but like I said, it's Brighton. It's a bit. I wouldn't be going for that personally, but. As I always say, it's your team. If you want to do a -4 to doing Pascal Gross, do it.
Absolutely.
Just do it.
Right. Guys, I have just been handed a bowl of...
Can I get the question in then before Jason leaves? Because he never answered it. So you had a great season. What did it feel like when you were going through that? Did you feel you had to play differently, or did you approach it exactly the same as what you're doing now?
I've approached FPL the same every season. Like, I don't give a flying monkeys what other people are doing. I don't care what Mark Southerns, what Andy, what the FPL mate, any of them say of what they're doing with their teams. Because I don't watch any of their content, so I don't give a shit. Not, all respect to them and each individual, but I do my own thing, and I've always done my own thing, and I don't care about getting things wrong. I used to care. I used to care about getting things
Can
wrong.
I just interject?
nowadays-
Let me just interject on that excellent point. That's what Mark's getting at. Mark's getting at the fact that people are so swayed by so much content out there, they're not making their own
Do you know
decisions.
what really, very quickly, just want to come in on this point. What makes me sad when I see these people out there, these people on YouTube and following content creators, what gets me sad about the state of the FPL community is when you get people whining and moaning about finding out the last second about what their favorite content creator has done in their team because they want to copy. That is sad. That I'm going to take a word out of your dictionary, Steve-O. That's tragic. These people cannot make an informed decision for themselves. They would rather get angry at content creators who haven't told them in advance what they're going to do with their teams because they want to copy them. That's sad. That isn't playing the game. That isn't playing the game for yourself. It's just being a simp. And with that said, I'll leave it to you.
I mean, Lord Chris Mass, thank you for the £2 super chat. He's saying, why do people with templates ask for advice? Exactly. Why do they ask for advice? Because to be honest with you, I don't think they know what they're doing. It's a bit like with, I always use Call of Duty as the prime example of a game in which people that play the game just seem to want to copy what the YouTuber is doing. What's their weapon setup, as an example. I used to do it myself. Sadly, in fact, my friend was really good at Call of Duty. Like, this would have been, I don't know, Modern Warfare 3 era, and he was legitimately one of the best players I've ever seen. And I always tried to persuade him, this is like when did Modern Warfare 3 come out, Cage Paps? 2009, 10, 11-ish?
Modern Warfare 3, I think, would be, that's before Black Ops. 2010, 2009, yeah. Roughly,
Like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So he was incredible at it, and like I was always trying to persuade him to stream on Twitch and stuff. And
2013, apparently.
2013, right. So I was trying to persuade him to stream on Twitch, but due to his unfortunate illness that he had, he didn't want to do it. Fair enough. But he could have legitimately have been one of the biggest YouTube Call of Duty streamers out there because of his gameplay. I would just go around his house and just stare and watch at how good he was. Now, I was a relatively decent Call of Duty player, nothing like his level, but I'd go around and he'd tell me what setup to do to be at his level. But the problem is that his skill level was so good, it doesn't matter whether I had his weapon set up or not, I couldn't replicate what he was doing. And I don't know how I'm connecting this with fantasy football, but because there's just so much out there for people to look at and read and listen to, it's like they can't use their own mind anymore, because there's just so much
Zombies.
information there that if one person says Pascal Gross is great, and then the next person says next person says Pascal Gross is great, and it just keeps going over and over and over. It's not the fact that they're all copying each other, it's just that we've all got the same thought processes anyway. But if you're consuming so much content, it just becomes, like Jason said, almost confirmation bias, when in reality it's like, why don't you use your own thought process? Because when I actually did, going back to the Call of Duty thing, when I actually used my own weapon setup, actually I played a lot better because I was actually doing what I would normally do rather than focusing on what my friend would do. And I actually,
your style, Eva, your style.
yes, yeah. So, but I mean, Firetog saying here, it still requires skill to play and react to FPL. It's pretty static. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Did you know?
I
Today
was
I
gonna-
learned. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that effective ownership, and ownership is part of the game, though. The way I liken this, and the people like Toy and Fire Talk is saying it, that you need to scale. You need to look at what the sheep teams are. Sheep teams are not. People play sheeps are bad or whatever. The way I look at it is like blackjack. If you look at blackjack, you can go and play blackjack. You can just sit at the table. You can play it and not know what you're doing. But you can also count cards. Count cards is not illegal. It's playing the game. You look at how many cards are there. You can look and you know how many cards are there. You know as a human being what the cards are made up of, and then you just you count. I've done counting cards and I've been kicked out for it because I was no good at counting cards. But I am able to count cards and I'm able to see, okay, it's now going in my direction. So I start increasing my bet. And that's when you get spotted. But it's not illegal to count cards. That's playing the game. And they don't want you to do that. In FPL, it's EO is one thing you can do. It's ownership, one thing you can do. One thing is looking at who's good at FPL, because we know you get assists in FPL and you don't get them in real life.
But the
FPL is unique.
The thing is, though, I just want to say that if you are making decisions based on others about what they're doing, you're detaching yourself from the game because you're essentially putting your destiny as an FPL manager in the hands of others. If you're looking to them to confirm your picks, and with that said, if things don't go your way, like at any point in the season things start going the opposite of what you want, you're more likely to get angry and quit the game as a result of said players not performing, because you're not the one that's put them in that position yourself. You've let other people influence you on that decision. So I would say psychologically, I wouldn't be surprised if more people quit the game as a result of third parties deciding than actually people actually sticking through their team, because they're the ones that live with their decisions, their choices, and stick through and actually ironically do well over the course of a season.
It's funny you say that, because Matty making the point here, all you're doing is following the herd, but if you don't play for fun and it just torments yourself mentally, I would just leave it alone for a bit. And that's exactly the thing. You're relying on others to give you the information, but you've also got your own thought processes conflicting with it, and it's like, but I respect their opinion so much that I'm actually going to back against my own horse. But then when your own horse comes through, it cripples you even more. Like, this is why I did, going on to what you were saying a minute ago, Cage Paps, about me and Jason doing really well. So last year, out of nowhere, I seem to have just started getting captain picks right. My transfers were doing really, really well. And I jokingly said, if this season continued the way it was going, rather than ending when it did, I could have won the game, because just everything was going right for me. But I had blocked out all content creators, podcasts, everything for the last, give or take, 10 game weeks. And it helped me so much, in the sense of that I was just watching games, basing my decisions on my own, eye test, and going, Salah's rubbish, I'm bringing in Kevin De Bruyne, as a simple example. Mane's on form at the moment. He's the best Liverpool asset to have in my team. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's doing nothing. I'm taking him out. But Robertson, he looks like the most attacking player. I'm bringing him in. You listen to any podcast content creator, they would say, you're mad for taking out Trent. You're mad for taking out Salah. This was last year, but it worked out. And I'm just, for me, the reason why I'm not as stressed with this game as what I was a couple of seasons ago is because I am now pretty much going with my gut. It's why, like, in the members videos, I always keep banging on about my, writing down what I'm doing this year and my thought processes. And I'm trying to work out to see if there's a pattern going on with, my gut told me this. And for the past 3 weeks, I've been actually going with the more popular pick rather than what my gut is saying. Well, actually, the data suggests that my gut feeling's the best option. Start doing that rather than focusing on what the popular pick is. It's just a shame this season that, unfortunately, the quote template players are actually coming through so far. But
so far,
yeah.
Well, I need to buy in, because DG has said, "I will give £10 if Cage Paps can memorize 52 cards." So we know we all know what's in a deck of cards, right?
Yeah, there's 4 suits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it done. That's how counting cards works. You keep them. For other people, you keep a tally of. You split the cards into high cards. You split the cards into middle cards. You split the cards into low cards. So the low cards are minus cards. High cards are high cards. Middle cards are worth nothing. So every time there's a hand dealt, you keep a mental tally of what the price that cost is. So when it's then in your favor, what you're basically saying is there's lots of low cards left. So now you start increasing the bet. You don't remember the
whole
formation of 52, every card. But I can absolutely tell you what the 52 cards are going to be because we all know what the 50 cards will be. So DJ does need to donate £10 because we all know the 10. But yeah, on what you also said, that I agree that Paulie's obviously has a problem against it. I don't agree with the sheepy team because when I first came on here a while back, I said I am a kind of anti-elite FPL because I do believe in the template at the beginning. But then I went in the first game week with 77% rating and I played Mahrez. I played my differentials, what I thought they would do well, and they didn't do well. But I absolutely look at the template and go, well, I don't want to get hurt by not having Jesus. I don't want to hurt by whatever. It's not going to be the winning team, but it's just a way to play the game.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you need to go against the template. No, I've never said that. I've just said.
Oh yeah, none of us are disagreeing here. To put that clear, none of us are disagreeing that we're playing the game our way, but we're playing it slightly differently.
Yeah, and a lot of times, people have got 2 or 3 players that are different from the template, right? And they're using their gut, or they're using their own eye test or their own data-driven analysis to pick those players. That's how you play the game, is that you cover yourself with the high EO players and you make decisions that are for the slots that you can get in midfield or attack that are going to give you that cutting edge over the other players that you're in your mini leagues, right? So, and if you've done that yourself and you've made those decisions yourself, then that's how you play the game. It's when you're just bringing in Neto and Bailey and kind of having your decisions made for you by others. That's when I start thinking, you know what? I don't want you coming on my show moaning and whining to me that your team hasn't done well because you haven't picked your team. You haven't picked your team. You've had no involvement in deciding what players you've got in your team. So you've got absolutely no right coming on and moaning and whining because low effort, right? If people come on the show and they want to whine and moan, I want to hear the thought process that's gone in to picking those players, the reasons why. A lot of the time, people struggle to find those reasons, and that for me, I got no sympathy for those people. And
Fozzie makes an interesting point. He says the best moments in our FPL careers have always been with differential picks. It's never been with a template player. Like how many times, like for instance, Salah this season, game week 1, everybody's just like, hooray, he got a goal and assist. Phew. He got what we all expected. Like, no one cares. Whereas,
you know what? You're right there, because whenever I own Salah and I've captained him, like everyone else in the game, it's not really a captaincy where you get excited about. You're not going into that game going, "Oh my god, if my captain returns, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go flying up the ranks." You're going into that game going, "You know what? If he scores, he scores." Everyone else has captained him.
Even this year, like my most ridiculously favourite moment so far is when Lingard got the assist last week.
Yeah,
Lingard getting
because no one
assist.
else hardly anyone's got him.
Yeah, and it's a pick which.
And De Bruyne for me, getting those returns was great because I knew that people had chosen Haaland over him, and I would argue that if Sterling had come in big for me, then I would have been on cloud 9. And unfortunately, it didn't. And he was looking good, but it didn't come in. But these are the picks that I know and I'm comfortable with because I know what they can do. I've watched them in the Premier League over years, and I can see what they can do. Not because I'm trying to be clever and I'm trying to essentially prove a point. I'm playing the game how I want to play it, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Steve, when you say about the mindset that goes into your players returning points when you've got players in your team that are low ownership. It's really nice.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that neatly brings us to the end of.
Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with us for over 2 hours. It's always a long stream, but can you just remind us, Steve, what they've got to expect tomorrow for the deadline?
So tomorrow I've scheduled the stream for 11, which is after the deadline, I think. So that'll be what have the rivals done, essentially, what Jason has done, but what you've done with your wild card, really. So that's from 11 o'clock. Saturday afternoon, there'll be no streams. It's very unlikely I'll be doing an impromptu stream, but then Sunday we're back with you, Jace?
Yeah, Sunday evening I'll be back with the Sunday surgery and essentially taking calls, talking to you guys again.
From 7.
From home, from the shed. So it'll be different. It'll be a different setup, and I think that I'm really looking forward to seeing our kind of teams and how they fare against each other. We mentioned earlier on we've got 6 or 7 players that are different now, Steve, which is ideal. That's perfect. It's what you want to. That's what you want in this sort of.
Apparently,
setup.
hold on. Breaking news: Firetogs apparently hit his wild card.
Okay, he's wildcarded, is he?
But he's saying you can check it out.
It's a bit late in the week to wildcard, isn't it, Firetalk? Why don't you come on here and talk to us?
Can we do 5 minutes and get him on? He's saying you can check it out.
I think he means tomorrow.
Oh, right, tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, join the Discord if you're not in the Discord already. Make sure to hit us up on social media at Elite FPL. Make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe on the video if you're watching it back on the replay. And we look forward to seeing you over the weekend. Thank you so much again, KJ Pat, and everyone else that joined us, Matty earlier on as well. And all the best. And by the way, don't join that nude dating site. Trust me, guys, they're not real girls.